think it's important for our viewers to understand that we loved Halloween.
Yes, we did.
We lived for candy.
Sugar in particular.
I think you and I were both like little candy gremlins. You know, we would do anything to get it. We just wanted that sweet, savory sugar in and around our mouths. And Halloween was like the best time for that because one day a year, our parents would let us be anything we wanted and we could plunder as much candy as our little arms could carry.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. What was the first Halloween that you could remember?
I remember being a skeleton. We had bought a black sweater and sweatpants and sewn on white felt bones.
Oh, that's so wholesome.
I know. And painted my face. It was a little skull.
You're a spooky skeleton.
Back when we still, made our costumes.
This is before every store became a Spirit Halloween.
Right. But I remember, your costume was pretty elaborate.
Bro, that year, I was a train.
You weren't a train conductor?
I just told Mom and Matt that I wanted to be a train, and it kind of confused them. They were like, do you want to be an engineer? And I was like, no, just make me train.
How'd you make the train?
Matt just went to Home Depot and picked up a couple of 1x4 by 6 foot cedar fence posts. We're talking about the absolute cheapest lumber, about 69 cents a post. And he just framed it out in a little A-frame and attached wheels to it. Then he dropped me off at Dad's house where Dad attached a bunch of cardboard boxes to it. And I just sort of went to town on it with black spray paint.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a wheelbarrow, right? So I could pick it up and I would be inside of it and I could walk around. But those fence posts, right, were just splinter machines. If you hit the smallest bump, the post would just slide into your palm and you'd get a 6-inch splinter going right down your veins.
Yeah, I remember that particular Halloween. Dad had a new friend.
Oh, I know her, yeah.
Who also had 2 kids. So we went trick-or-treating, the 6 of us. Us would running up to the door and then waiting for you behind us to wheelbarrow yourself up the steps of the sidewalk.
It takes me time to gather speed.
I know, you had to do a running start and bounce the train. I think Dad helped you.
There weren't tracks.
This is the importance.
Trains can only go where the tracks are, Brian.
You also had the bucket.
The smokestack of the train was just the candy bucket, so I'd ask people to put it in there. What do you think would happen if you put candy in a real smokestack?
Go 88 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I do remember that, when we finished that night, you and I both had our mother load of candy. Just
our loot, our sack of loot.
Our goblin horde of candy.
And we're gonna sleep on top of like a dragon.
Yeah. And we got back to her this lady's house and her 2 kids, and she's telling them, now, you can't eat all the candy. You each get to pick one that you can have tonight.
One single piece?
1 piece of candy a night.
What a police officer. Oh, my God.
I know. She's
No child should be subject to that level of control. That's like a concentration camp. They're going to become emaciated. We're going to see their ribs. It's not healthy lacking that much candy.
Dad had a slightly different...
Yeah, we were just allowed to eat as much as we wanted. I mean, we earned it, dude. We walked around the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Those other kids, when they saw us eating the candy, Brian, their eyes were like popping out of their heads. They had never seen this level of free enterprise before. They didn't know what was possible. And I asked Dad about this. I was like, what was your parenting philosophy? Like, why let us do that? And he got all serious and he was like, Brent, suburban America is a deeply unnatural sort of place. It's overly sanitized and whitewashed, and the child there has no natural predators. It can't teach you very important lessons about the fragility of life, Children growing up on the farm in the rural areas, they understood these sorts of things because they were around heavy machinery and saw blades. In an environment like that, it becomes fate's destiny to teach a child about how to survive. It was very unfortunate that I wasn't able to provide such an experience for you guys. So when Halloween rolled around and you guys got a pillowcase full of candy, well, I just let you eat all of it because you know what? If you got an upset tummy, that's just the universe teaching you a lesson.
It'll be good for you.
It's just... Dad really took to heart the lesson in history class about laissez-faire.
Wow. A true red-blooded American.
Nobody wants to roll up their sleeves and work. They're all looking for their sugar packet solution. Well, not me.
Children actually crave a sense of overindulgence, Brent, and a bit of violence, too. These were something the 80s and 90s really tried to take away from growing up kids. They would try to sanitize your childhood, Brent. They're going to take away your toy water pistols and, spring-loaded launchers. The missiles, obviously. Can't have them. I believe there was a sort of a pent-up demand for violence among your generation, which is why when you guys came of age, we were able to achieve military victory in Iraq in under a month.
The United States and our allies have prevailed.
Wow. You can't argue with that.
You can't argue with that type of parenting.
Brent, you just can't argue with results.
Now, tell me, Brian, about one of your best Halloween costumes.
Mom had been in Joanne Fabrics, rest in peace, and she had found a pattern for a little horse costume. It was a horse, and you kind of step inside of it, and your legs are like the rear end of the horse, and there's a fabric sort of human legs on the side, and you can
You're riding the horse, you're a cowboy.
I know, I was a little cowboy. You can have like a little hat and checkered shirt and little bandana.
And then Dad gave you the little revolver.
Yeah. And so Mom bought all of the felt fabric, and she's like, "Oh, this is going to be so cute." I just cut out the fabric, and then I sew the fabric together. Like, it's all right here. Slight hiccup. Mom doesn't know how to sew.
Oops.
Or at least, she can sew by hand.
This required like a machine and like...
But she didn't know how to use a sewing machine. So she goes to our grandmother's house, her mom.
Yeah, it turns out that Olive is actually like the seamstress. I mean, she could make anything.
She used to make little dresses for Mom's Barbies. She actually made Mom's cheerleading uniforms.
Wow.
Yeah. So she goes to her and is like, "Can you just like teach me how to sew? And then I'll just do the rest, 10, 15 minutes, how to use the machine, and I'll do it all together." And grandmother, just kind of takes one look at the pattern.
And she's like,
"That is not happening."
Nope.
She is going to have to...
stole the pattern from her and was like, "I'm going to do this."
You will never figure this out.
You're not good enough, Missy.
You can't.
How dare you think you could learn to do something like this? I'm just gonna take this from you right now. We're gonna do this myself.
She just starts chain smoking and like getting pissed off while she's like furiously
English swear words you've never heard before.
Like Cockney slang. Mom is like off to the sidelines. She's like, "Well, I guess I could just
She wants
just
to help. She's so earnest.
Just batting her off and like cutting it and sewing it, furious, and like I could just see Mom like regress into like her own like 6-year-old self, like going back into
the room becomes bigger, like a crib starts forming around her, and even though she's like an adult woman, like little feety pajamas like start overtaking her.
The table's getting taller and taller.
The perspective is changing as like a really angry old British lady is like swearing and telling you'll never be good enough.
Her bony fingers are meticulously working underneath an ever increasing gnashing and clawing sewing machine.
Needles stuck between every tooth.
She does an excellent job. She puts it together.
Despite being an evil old bitch, this woman made an incredible costume. It was truly amazing.
Immaculate. I put it on. She was so proud.
Beaming as much as Olive could.
Mom was so happy. She ends up entering me into a children's Halloween costume contest at the Rolling Oaks
mall.
The Rolling Oaks Mall.
Oh.
I remember, getting up on stage and like winning and a whole crowd full of like just moms. Like, ooh, that's so cute.
They went horse wild.
And I was convinced that I was going to win first place until I got off the stage, and behind me was a baby in a bumblebee costume.
Oh. No, you're going to lose. It's over.
I instantly lost.
The cuteness factor is going to overwhelm all the parents, and they're just going to vote for that.
It's just, like in unison, just,
Yeah, you're going to lose because babies have a sort of like neurotoxin in their fecal matter that makes parents just like give them awards for doing nothing. Now, I remember this costume contest. I really wanted to be in it because I thought my costume was sick.
What did you have?
Bro, I was just Batman from Walmart. But I'm telling you, I looked really good. I was like, I am the knight. I could run around with my cape flowing, bro. Like I had a utility belt, bro. I didn't understand why she wouldn't let me get up on stage, but oh well.
Did it have like the sharp little plastic mouth hole?
Maddening.
Well, so after that's when we moved to Massachusetts. Now I know that you particularly did not like Scotty Hollow.
Well, we lived in a cardboard tube, Brian. It was just the narrowest little strip of house sandwiched between a million other people.
But this moment, this one day was where this condominium shone like the brightest of stars.
Yes, because all the super condensed housing made Halloween the best day of year. You could just hit all 500 homes in an hour.
Yeah.
It's peak candy efficiency, dude, which is perfect for us because we're just like little candy goblins. We need to get as much as possible. Now, we were old enough to go by ourselves now, so one year we went as Cousin It.
Yeah, I remember us seeing this costume in a back of a Boy Scouts magazine.
The easiest costume you could ever make. It's a sliced up garbage bag that you just wear on your head and then you put a beanie over it.
Right.
That really appealed to me as a 9-year-old with like limited like crafting sensibilities.
I think, we even used like little egg cartons for like eyes.
Put some rubber bands in there.
I know.
Now, because we could go alone, I drew up a map of just how to hit the houses in order. I thought there was a very efficient way that we could do this. It was the first year we weren't going to be held back by our slow, boring parents, and we could just hit every house in one night.
Yeah, and then we had the brilliant idea to take the garbage bags and shove them into the beanies, wearing the beanies, and then just pretending that we were cone heads and try.
And we did the whole thing again. Now, when we got home, I remember there was like sort of a candy bartering situation because there was certain candy that you didn't like.
I loathe peanuts.
Oh, peanuts are the best. Peanuts are incredible.
There was so many candy bars.
You would try to trade me for that stuff.
I would try to trade you. Like, Brent, would you like to trade? I'll give you this Snickers bar for like a Milky Way bar or a Three Musketeers bar or $100,000, which in my mind is a perfectly reasonable trade.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But Brian, you don't understand. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman. At age 8, I'm reading The Art of the Deal. Like, I know I could smell blood. I'm like a shark.
It was so cruel. You would take.
It's not cruel. It's just business, Brian.
It's just business.
It's just business. It's nothing.
It's not personal. It's just business. And you would take a dum-dum and be like, I'll give you this dum-dum if you give me 3 Snickers bars. Knowing that I'm never going to eat the Snicker bars if I don't take the deal. Because I can't eat the Snickers.
Supply and demand, Brian. Suddenly demand went up and You know how it
The
goes.
sixth rule of acquisition expressly states...
Never allow family to stand in the way of opportunity. I certainly never have.
there are the haves and the have-nots.
You just got to project halves. Once you realize you have something, you can just lord it over other people, Brian. That's how capitalism works.
I'm a capitalist.
One day
Yeah.
you'll understand this.
You had me in tears. Eventually, Mom had to come up and break up this inopportunistic trade deal.
It's just
You know.
the government came in with their regulations.
She was big government, you know.
She just
trying to-
couldn't let the free market decide.
This is when I found, you know, the joys of communism. Was the wealth redistribution.
Wealth was redistributed. But I don't understand, like, what's going on with the peanut butter? Like, why don't you like peanut butter? Is it because of the texture?
It wasn't a texture thing. It wasn't a taste thing. It was a smell.
Oh.
You would just shove this spoonful of peanut butter into like your gaping maw and just masticate on it. And it would make your breath reek all day long. Brian, why don't you like peanut butter? And just peanut butter. My eyes would be watering and like, the miasma would seep into my skin and just
Your skin would just start peeling up like paint.
your breath smelled so bad.
Yeah, it was bad. I didn't realize this, but yeah, my mouth was a Superfund site, I would say.
Well, you also had like a deep love of like denying me pleasure. Whenever we would get like a turkey club sandwich at a restaurant and they'd have that spear pickle that they always put on the side. I loved pickles, and I would ask you like, "Hey Brent, can I have your pickle?" And you would just throw it away.
Just to spite you.
Just to spite me.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm certain there's a very long German word for that.
What is like the worst candy that you remember?
I mean, besides raisins and dots, probably licorice all sorts.
Oh yeah.
Ugh, those gross, weird pink sandwich things.
Yes.
Which for some reason Mom loved. But as an adult, I feel like she only got it because it was the only candy that we wouldn't just immediately steal from her.
Oh yes, any candy that she got, we would just devour it immediately. So she quickly learned to get like the one candy that like we couldn't possibly stomach.
It was bad. Now, as an adult, are there current things that you buy to stop like Lindita and the kids from eating like your stuff?
Oh yeah, I get tinned sardines.
Now, I can only imagine what that makes your breath smell like.
Yeah, I think sardines are like the licorice all sorts for men.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So what's Halloween like now, Brian? You have kind of a family situation. What, you take those kids trick-or-treating? What is it like?
Yeah, we've gone trick-or-treating a few times, but I can tell you that it is starkly contrasted to the trick-or-treating that we experienced.
So,
I mean,
like, more skibbity?
the thing that I know, it's just like, it's chaos. You know, you try and walk down the street and then there's just like dieseled up, like lifted trucks just like blazing down neighborhood streets. Like teenagers driving through from like one house to the next, you know, parents like driving their kids in their minivans.
Yeah, it's more efficient. They're trying to get the candy faster. They got to use cars.
Groups of teenagers driving golf carts like from house to house. It's
Golf
just
carts?
chaos. I mean, this is just like an endemic of like how like car-centered America is these days.
boy.
Like, you know, if you don't have
Oh,
a
here
car,
we
like you
go.
can't get anywhere. And even if you try to walk, like you're just gonna get run over by these trucks that are like 9